Hello, everyone. Today we are going to look into the transformation to SAP Fiori and how functional testing using UFT Artificial Intelligence can improve and reduce effort to a bare minimum when it comes to executing test cases and improving the whole testing process by shifting left completely. So today we are going to talk majorly about SAP Fiori apps. Yeah. So basically, SAP Fiori apps have great user experience and they are available on multiple platforms. And they have basically also provided a revolution to SAP users how to use SAP platforms. The best thing about is the bring your own device, so you can consume it basically from everywhere, from your home. If you are on work or somewhere else, you can use it on mobile phones, devices, tablets, as well as on computers. And this is what it makes really fun working with SAP Fiori. And there's a lot of benefit when transforming from GUI to Fiori. So there are a lot of comparisons for different transactions. And overall, you have a huge benefit, minimum 60+% in reduction of the duration, and the user experience is great. How many information you have to provide. Fiori has also a lot of automated areas directly on the UI, so you don't have to fill out too many information. You have to do less clicks, much more less clicks than on a SAP GUI transaction. And this makes it very attractive for SAP customers transforming to SAP Fiori apps. But getting there, to get here, you have to invest a bit of effort in designing, developing, and also validating, testing the apps. And there's a big challenge. So basically, that's where you would need AI to support you during the SAP transformation towards Fiori. Here's an example from daily business. So let's imagine we have an online shopping app based on Fiori. It should be provided for 3 different platforms like Android, iOS, and web. And we will look just for the time being to run the test login. Yeah? So to run the login test on these 3 platforms. So basically, manually, I can run it once the application is available. I have 3 test execution, maybe the same test, but which is parameterized, and I can run it manually on 3 platforms. I open my mobile phone, Android, iOS, and then also on my desktop and mobile web, I can run the test and it should be fine. But there's a kind of effort involved from my end based to the due to the platform complexity it provides, and as well as this is just a simple scenario. For complex scenarios like order management, sales, and distribution, you would need to test much more. Yeah? And automation, you can automate this today already once the application is available. So you can go and automate a test for Android, for iOS, and for web applications. So you have basically 3 different test cases you end up with. And in case there is a change in the next release, next transport, you need to adapt those test cases. And you have to do it 3 times, or how many times you are testing on different platforms. So you have to adapt, and this has a high maintenance for test automation, which is a big pain. And here AI can help, because AI will work like a human being. And if there is a change in login, let's say login becomes now sign in, the scripts will fail because they are tied to this physical description. But a human tester will recognize, okay, it's not login anymore, it's sign in. So he will click on sign in and get it working. Yeah? But still, it is a human who is doing the task, and a human is not available across hours, is not available maybe when he's sick or is not in a good mood, so he performs not good. So there are different benefits automation can provide here, especially to the complexity. And using AI to be able to identify those things is really something which is very promising. Before we drill down into this, let's take a look how the challenges look like for the Fiori apps. So let's take a look on the challenges for the testing team, especially when we look into the SAP Fiori automation. So how does the overall delivery process look like? So this is a very abstract description. So you have the app when it's being developed. So it's here in German. So app in the design phase. And what is the contribution here from the quality insurance team? They are not involved at all or only limited. Mainly the development and UX teams create the interactive mockups. So once the application is here, Entwicklungsphase means in the development phase, then maybe quality assurance get the requirement and can create manual test cases. And once the app is delivered and available on the first testing instance, then application or quality assurance teams can carry out manual tests and execute them, and then also automate selected test cases, but not only for one platform, they have to do it for multiple platforms. And if we would do here a timeline, how this works on a timeline or looks like on a timeline, you will see that all this automation can happen after the go live. So it's a big effort needed to automate once application is available, because the first shot will be tested manually. And also for the manual testing, there is a big time which is reserved. And for automation, you also, in case of changes, this will not work. Yeah? So if we transform completely to the very left side and get access to those interactive or non-interactive mockups, using AI, we will build automated tests directly from the beginning while the app is in the design phase. And once it is in the, and also during the development phase, once it is available, we can directly hit with the automated test and run test automation on the first application release, and reduce the manual effort, manual testing to an extreme minimum. Yeah. So this is basically what we can do, and you can then improve your go live transformation. You can shift left earlier and really save a huge time frame for which is reserved basically for manual testing. So your manual tester or your subject matter expert then really can focus on things which matters, while AI will do the automation for them. So this is a very important task which will save a lot of time. Yeah. So let's go into the demo scenario. What we will do is we will receive basically SAP Fiori mockups. So Fiori mockups are provided by different vendors. SAP provides templates, and different vendors provides software to create those mockups. There's BuildMe or Axure and Pencil Sketch. So there are different vendors who can help you creating those Fiori mockups. Based on those mockups, using UFT AI, we will then create automated test. In our case, it will be a simple scenario. We will log into the app. We will then go to the profile and log out again, just for the time being, to keep it short and simple. And once the app is available, we will run the automated test directly on it. Yeah, so fully automated, no manual interaction. And this is going to save us a lot of time in the testing phase. So let's go into the demo. And for the demo, before I go into the real demo here, this is an example of Axure, where I have downloaded the stencils master provided by SAP. And here I can have those kind of mockups, which can be interactive. These are just flat mockups. I can see how this is reviewed here, how it looks like. I can view them in a preview mode and save it, export it as images, and so on. Yeah? So basically, we will work with those mockups which will be provided to us. So let's go into my demo environment. And here in the demo environment, you can see that in ALM Octane, I have requirements called mockup SAP Fiori. And in the auto mode, it looks like this, just a flat mockup of login screen. You have the profile screen, you have the home screen, and you have the logout screen. And using these 4 screens, I will now create the automated test based on UFT. You can see here I'm currently in UFT, and I've already, just for the sake of easiness, I've created here the different areas. So I don't know what browser I'm going to use. I don't have the information. I don't know what is the URL because this is not available. It's just a mockup, and the mockup is the worst scenario. It is, images which I received JPG. And based on these images, I can now write my basically manual test case, but we will directly automate those. Yeah. So here I have the login screen and so on. So all these different screens are provided. I know how to interact between these. So I can use now UFT to fill these 3 areas, and closing browser or the closing the app I will add then later on. So first of all, I want to show you that using the standard mechanisms which are provided by automation tools, this scenario will not work because these are real images, and you can see these are images, I cannot identify those objects, and I can automate those because I don't see anything here. So in UFT, there is a feature called AI identification. So I can launch now AI, and this is like a human eye, which will, everything you will point on, it will identify like a human being and see like a human also sees that this is not an image. It looks like a login screen, and I can now drag and drop the objects directly here to the application. Yeah? And I can see that here I have to type the name. I have no user yet because the application is not available yet, but I write here, this is my password whatsoever, and here I have it. Yeah. So this is basically the password what I provide. And then once I click on login, then after login, I should see the home screen. And in the home screen, I should need to click on the profile just to be able to sign out. So let's say here I will refresh it now, and UFT will now identify what is listed there in this context, and it will come up here with the identification. Yeah, so I can also switch to text, and it will identify all those texts which are visible, and for sure it acts like a human being. So if there's something is not clear, it is not highlighting it. Same for the visual objects. So here you can see this is a visual object, and I can say this is profile click. And between those, I think for now I will wait 5 seconds, and also here after I click on profile, I want to wait, let's say 1 second, 2 seconds, just for the sake of having the sync. I don't know how the application will look like at the end. So let's say this is done. Okay, then the next step would be the profile. And in the profile, I can see here, I have to click on sign out. So basically, here I can then refresh. And I can say this is a log out button. It did not capture, but I can also write it down. Yeah, so it is log out, and here I have login, here sign out. Okay, it does not really match correctly, but once I click here on sign out, it should come up with the log out confirmation. Yeah, so I can now go in UFT and say, this is a logout confirmation. I want to click on yes, this is fine. So that is it for me. I see this test, I save it, and I will use it once the application is released. So let's close it. And this stuff I will just modify and quickly add, because I have a already defined scenario which we will use now. So I will close the solution here and load the other one. which is Demo Fiori. And while this is loading, I can show you now the application SAP Fiori is available. And we are able to see it for the first time. And I will show you, normally I should be able to run the test. But before I go in, I want to show you that it looks really not exactly the same like I have used for the mockups. So you can see here I have the login screen, and Fiori looks like this. So here I have the language which is inserted, and login is log on here. Okay, but let's log into this app and say enter password and log on. And now I go to the profile, to the home screen, and see this is my profile. How does it look in our development? So that developers have done some great work around user experience and layout. So here you can see the profile is here on the left hand side, while as on the image it was displayed here on the right hand side. Okay, so let's say this looks also a bit different, but doesn't matter. Let's go to the profile, and the profile looks, I think, nearly the same. Button is here. We have here a few different buttons. Something is missing here, but I would say it is okay. And once I click here on sign out, I see the message which is exactly the same. If I remember, logout is exactly the same. So this at least is 100% similar. And then I can log out. This is fine. Okay, so this should be fine for me. And here and close it. And now you can see I have already this. I want to run the test, which I've already prepared. So so far with the opening browser, closing browser, I can run it. And I want to run it on different devices and so on. So I will just execute it. And here we are using the Chrome emulation version to simulate the devices with the AI capabilities. So we provide from UFT 75 plus devices simulation you can use for Fiori and see if it is working on the specific configuration which you may have in your organization. So you can really make a use of all the existing devices we have in UFT and create your own test cases, and you can run those AI tests also on real mobile devices, which I will not now. It's just a simulation how AI works, so it will also execute on real mobile devices and work here as well. So I will now give it a run. And this is the first time after the app is released and available that my test script, my automated test, is seeing the app. So it's for the first time. Before it was only on mockups. So we were able to see the mockups, but now I'm running it really on a real application which is available. And based on the description I received from the mockups, the AI will handle the test. So let's give it. So it's entering. It's already recognized the user and now the password. And now it's logging in. Login and log on was a bit different, but now it looks different. Profile is on the left hand side. So let's wait. It should click on profile, and then after it has clicked on profile, it should sign out from the application. So this was a no-brainer for Chrome. It really worked very easily and nice. So the next one is a Samsung Galaxy tablet. So it should automatically now reduce the size of the application, which will also test the responsiveness of the app. And also if the data is presented correctly and the fields are in the right space. So for Samsung Galaxy, the login looks good. And also here we can see the home screen is also very nicely implemented. We can now click on the profile and sign out. So this is also similar. I think tabs are good for this. And now the next one will be iPhone XR, which is a mobile device. So let's see the appearance here. It's also good. So user and password are there. Log on. The UI looks good. So there's nothing missing. In the responsiveness, now we will enter the data, the password, and press on login and do the same exactly what we have done before, but now the appearance should be different because we don't have enough space. So once we click on profile, it should exactly switch the view and sign out from here then. So because we were not able to, we don't have enough display, so that's why it was like this. And now with S9 Samsung Galaxy, even a smaller screen and resolution, login looks good. Responsiveness is fine for SAP Fiori on Samsung Galaxy S9. So now he should enter the user and the password, click on login. And now maybe I think it was on the profile where the buttons are not displayed, all the 4 buttons they are, because they do not fit on the resolution. So let's wait here until it clicks on the profile. And now here you see more app finder settings and more, but it worked. The test case is executed. Okay, so the test cases are done. And we were able to execute the test using AI on different machines, on different environments and devices which were simulated, and it is working. So exactly this is how UFT AI can help you to improve your execution. It can improve to accelerate the time to market. So especially when it comes to deploying SAP Fiori apps, reduction of maintenance and risk. Because now you are shifting completely left, starting from the very beginning with the automation, and you have a cross-platform support. You can emulate different devices and browsers, as well as use real devices, and shift left completely. So your quality teams are involved from the very beginning design phase and are directly starting with automation. So this is a very big advantage how UFT AI can help you accelerating the testing process towards SAP modernization and transformation, especially when you are going towards Fiori. So thanks a lot for watching, and see you next time. Thank you.